What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in today's video I'm going to be bringing you guys my review for Boruto episode 230. And this episode, just to start things off, I want to say I was very surprisingly pleased, and I think that's a good thing, especially because episode 229 was kind of very episode for me. So I'm glad that they had a nice bounce back episode, and that part two of this little mission was a lot more better in terms of writing, entertainment, as well as moments. So let's talk about the full episode. So we start off in this episode with Kawaki with Mozuku. They're talking for a little bit, and then what eventually ends up happening is we cut back over to the Hokage's office, where we have Konohamaru, Shikamaru, Naruto all talking about how six kids in particular from the land of the calm seas have been killed. So it would be a better idea to send out some reinforcements to help Kawaki, Shikadai, and Chocho out. So as a result, Team 7, who's nearby doing the D rank mission that Kawaki was supposed to originally do for his exam, get deployed to help them out. On their way there, they run into Shikadai and Chocho. As they run into Shikadai and Chocho, they notice that Chocho is hurt and that Shikadai is retreating back and separated from Kawaki, so they're wondering, where did Kawaki go? So during that whole little scene, we kind of see them decide to head back over towards Kawaki. So Boruto and Shikadai go and head out to do that. Meanwhile, we cut back over to Kawaki, where we have them run into the I forgot the guy's name, but the guy who took the medicine from Mozuku and was running away from them now, so that they couldn't give out this cure to everybody in that land. So this guy also has some unique abilities. He ends up using like this fog jutsu that's kind of similar to the mist jutsu, and what this jutsu actually does, though, is it creates like these little after images of him that can't really be destroyed, kind of like fog clones, but they can't really take hits and be destroyed. Like Kawaki might be able to smack them away for a little bit, but that's not really going to do anything because they'll be back. So the real body isn't present there at the moment, and on top of that, this jutsu drains water from nearby surroundings. So it's draining water from nearby plants, but the big twist was that it was also draining water from Kawaki and Mozuku's body as well. So then what happens is Kawaki realizes, obviously, that his body is not there, so that he might be hiding and executing all this from another spot. So he gets to a higher ground. He uses a Firestyle Jutsu, and that helps him track down this, I wish I knew his name, I guess we could say this antagonist. It helps him track him down, and he finds where he's hiding, and then he hits him with a big blast. And something I will give them a lot of props for here is, compared to last week's episode, the animation this episode was really good, especially the first half. The first half, especially when Kawaki was in action, a lot of good animation there, so props to them for that. So then what happens is that Kawaki does retrieve the medicine, but he lets his guard down for a moment, so a shuriken's coming from behind him, kind of as like a last act from this antagonist. And then what happens is that Mozuku sacrifices himself so Kawaki doesn't take the hit, and Mozuku actually ends up dying. And what happens is Team 7 and Shikadai show up right then, specifically Boruto and Shikadai, and they help out with the situation, because otherwise Kawaki was like so caught up in Mozuku almost dying or being close to death that he was about to get hit with the shuriken right after again too. So Team 7 showed up at the right moment. They all pretty much beat up the antagonist, and Kawaki landed some big final blows. So they took care of him there. Uh, Music was pretty on point this episode. The dying words of Mozuku were actually "Thank you, Kawaki," so that definitely hit home for Kawaki. And Kawaki was, you could tell that he was really sad of what happened. He was regretting what happened, and overall, just how they put this episode together, even up until this point, was really, really well. Everything added up, everything connected real nicely. Music was good, animation was good. Gotta give props where it's due, and this time they definitely did deliver. So, what happens then is Kawaki is heading to deliver the medicine that Mozuku was supposed to give to his sensei to spread throughout his land. Um, as a result, Shikadai confronts Kawaki right then and gets in his way, and Kawaki tells him to get out of the way, but Shikadai says that they're not interfering and that him and Boruto are going to actually tag along because Kawaki in his current condition, is he really going to be able to deliver without a problem? So they tag along. Um, what happens is that they actually end up delivering it, but they did get some ninja trying to attack them. Kawaki actually pulled off a little ploy at the end where he emptied the crate and he did a little exchange of a crate for the sensei's life because the sensei had been caught off guard and had a kunai near him. So he was pretty much dead unless Kawaki went and did this little exchange. So Kawaki did a fake exchange and then he struck the ninja in order to save the sensei. And the whole time Kawaki had the medicine hidden within his shirt the whole time. So good thinking right there by Kawaki. So hey, that's shinobi thinking right there. So Kawaki does have that aspect down, even if he doesn't have the teammate working with teammates well part of it down yet. So he does have some qualities that definitely do seem to be shinobi-like qualities. Um, and then we kind of finish up this mission, right? So the sensei goes and he says he's going to retrieve Mozuku's body and then distribute the whole medicine throughout the land. Something about this that I wish we saw more of was the actual distribution, because how do we know this feudal lord won't just attack them again soon, like right after Boruto, Kawaki, and Shikadai leave him? Like, how do we know that he won't just be able to give the medicine to a handful of people and then after that he'll get attacked again or something like that? They did address it somewhat later down the road, so I guess it's okay, but I kind of wish they filled that gap in the episode as well, earlier on. And then something I liked that happened was that Kawaki actually apologized. He apologized to Shikadai for disobeying the orders, and that because of him, that he blames himself for Mozuku dying. So you could tell that it's really hitting home to Kawaki here. So then we cut back in the Leaf Village, and we got Naruto over here telling them pretty much that it's a successful mission still because they completed the request and whatnot. Unfortunately, the client died, so I don't know how complete it really is, but they got like the objective done, right? So I guess that's what matters. Unfortunately, someone passed away during it. But yes, but Boruto goes and tells Naruto that they need to do something about this issue. And then Shikamaru says they can't directly interfere with other lands' business like that. But what they can do is tell the Leaf Medical Institute to try coming up with things to help them out. Because that way they aren't like enforcing anything directly by directly getting involved, right? With violence or anything like that, interfering with the other land's privacy, I guess, or their own issues. But if the Leaf Medical Corps is willing to help out, it would be a whole different situation. So I guess that's what they're going to be resorting to. Then the ending of the episode really hit home too. I really liked what they did at the end. We had a talk between Shikadai and Kawaki in the graveyard. Kawaki kind of just jumped out of the hospital right away as soon as he was good to walk, rather than waiting 2 days like he was supposed to. And then Shikadai knew he was going to do that, so he was waiting for him. And he took him to the graveyard, and he showed him the grave of his grandpa. And it was a pretty nice scene to see. And he pretty much told Kawaki that these are all the people all the shinobi that died for the village, and how the burden of losing somebody on a mission is one that a team carries together rather than one person carrying it alone. And I definitely think this whole interaction definitely strengthened the bond between these two, and I really love that because um, in the manga they are portrayed as having mutual respect for each other and being friends now. At this point, I'm not going to spoil too much, but in the manga they are portrayed to be having a strong friendship, and you would wonder why. The anime just filled that hole in and kind of told you why they have a bond, and it might increase more as time goes on and more missions go on. I'm assuming what the anime is going to do is come up with a whole bunch of different anime canon episodes or mini arcs or something like that, where Kawaki truly gets to interact with more of the other new gen. And as a result, he will develop some more bonds, make some new friends, and hopefully it'll help him out sometime in the future. But it's a good way to get the new gen involved while keeping like the main focuses of the new gen involved as well. So I like the direction this was going. I definitely really enjoyed this episode. To talk about the very end of the episode now, we got a final scene I got to discuss. The final scene was Naruto and Kawaki talking. Kawaki asked for one more chance at the Genin exam, and he apologizes for letting this hiccup happen, but he said he doesn't care if it even takes him years. He really wants to become a shinobi. And that kind of shows that Shikadai's point to him really hit home as well as Mozuku's death. So it shows the impact that this episode left on Kawaki as a whole. But Naruto tells him that there's no need for him to take another exam because he passed. And Kawaki was very surprised. And Naruto tells him it's because Shikadai put in a good word for him and said that even though Kawaki disobeyed a lot of these commands, right, by the captain, aka Shikadai, Naruto at least understood from what Shikadai was saying that the whole success of the mission, like the medicine being delivered, was still thanks to Kawaki, and Kawaki displayed a lot of other combat skills that are truly useful as a Genin. So Shikadai definitely put in a good word for him, and Kawaki was surprised by that, like I said, but you could tell he really appreciated it. So once again, good stuff by the writers to develop their bond. So definitely another reason for me to like this episode more, and this was a nice little scene with Naruto and Kawaki as well. So it seems like Kawaki is officially a Genin now, and Naruto also says that since he's a Genin now, that he'll be able to go on missions with him. So I wonder if that's hinting at an anime canon arc where we get Naruto and Kawaki going on something together. That would be cool, and I really hope that they do that. But overall, as a whole, pretty good to a great episode. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. I liked a lot of stuff going on, and that's a big improvement from the last episode, which I gave, I think, a 5 or a 5.5 out of 10. So for a two-part mission to go from that low of a rating for me to what it did this episode shows that it really did improve, and there was a lot of solid stuff here. So definitely check this one out if you guys haven't yet. Good animation, like I said, good use of music, big Kawaki moments, nice interactions between Kawaki and Shikadai, as well as a nice little scene at the end with Naruto and Kawaki as well. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Hope you guys have a good day or night. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.